The Brady Bunch, the iconic sitcom that captivated millions from 1969 to 1974, brought heartwarming stories of family life to television screens. However, when the stage lights dimmed, the real-life fates of many cast members painted a far darker picture. Behind the radiant smiles and infectious laughter lay struggles, heartbreak, and tragic endings that no script could have foreseen. From sudden, devastating illnesses to personal battles that pushed them to the brink, from emotional turmoil to horrifying accidents that claimed lives too soon, many of the beloved actors faced grim realities that starkly contrasted with their on-screen personas. Join us as we uncover the heartbreaking stories behind the final moments of the Brady Bunch cast, shedding light on the tragedies that befell them while honoring the lasting legacy they left behind in television history. Robert Reed, born John Robert Reitz Jr. in 1932, was a classically trained actor with ambitions that extended far beyond the sitcom world. When he took on the role of Mike Brady in the Brady Bunch, he became the quintessential TV father, a patient, wise, and loving man who always knew the right thing to say. However, Reed was deeply dissatisfied with the show, frequently clashing with producers over what he saw as shallow writing. Privately, he struggled with his identity as a gay man in Hollywood at a time when coming out meant career destruction. To maintain his public image, he kept his relationships secret, living a double life filled with loneliness and internal turmoil. Though he had a daughter from a brief relationship with fellow actor Marilyn Rosenberger, he never married. His frustrations with his career led him to shift toward dramatic roles post-Brady Bunch, earning critical acclaim for his work in Rich Man, Poor Man and Roots. Yet, personal happiness remained elusive. In the late 1980s, Reed's health began to deteriorate. In 1992, at the age of 59, he died from complications of colon cancer, but it was later revealed that he had been diagnosed with HIV, a secret he kept from even his closest friends. His death highlighted the painful contrast between his public image and private struggles, a tragic end for a man who had spent his life hiding his true self from the world. C. Lindsay Workman, born in 1924, was a character actor who appeared in The Brady Bunch, 1969 to 1974, as Bertram Grossman and in other minor roles across 4 episodes between 1970 and 1972. Unlike the child stars of the show, Workman was already an experienced actor by the time he appeared in The Brady Bunch, with a long career spanning television and film. His dignified, often serious demeanor made him a go-to choice for playing doctors, professors, and other authority figures in series like Bewitched, Bonanza, and Mission: Impossible. However, his steady work in Hollywood came at the cost of personal sacrifices. His private life remained largely out of the spotlight, and little is known about any romantic struggles he may have faced. While he never achieved leading man fame, he built a reputation as a reliable and skilled character actor, a status that allowed him to work consistently for decades. Workman lived a long life before passing away in 2012, leaving behind a legacy of quiet yet enduring contributions to classic television. Though not as widely remembered as the main Brady Bunch cast, his presence on the show, and in Hollywood in general, was one of steadfast professionalism and subtle impact. Robbie Rist, born in 1964, was introduced in the final season of The Brady Bunch, 1969 to 1974, as Oliver, the precocious and often clumsy cousin brought in to add fresh energy to the show. Unfortunately, his arrival coincided with the series' decline, and he was widely blamed, perhaps unfairly, for its cancellation, earning him the label of the Cousin Oliver syndrome in television history. Despite this rocky start, Rist forged a diverse career in entertainment, working as a musician, voice actor, and producer. He lent his voice to beloved characters like Michelangelo in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 1990, and has been heavily involved in the world of music, playing in various bands and composing for film and television. While he never fully escaped the shadow of Oliver, he embraced his status as a cult figure with humor and resilience. His personal life has remained relatively private, though he has expressed frustration with the challenges of being a former child star. Unlike some of his Brady Bunch co-stars, he avoided the common pitfalls of addiction and public scandal, instead carving out a steady, if unconventional, path in the entertainment industry. Though the ghost of Oliver lingers, Rist has long since moved past it, proving that a rocky start doesn't have to define an entire career. Florence Henderson, born in 1934, was the heart and soul of the Brady Bunch, playing the ever-smiling and compassionate Carol Brady. She embodied the ideal mother figure, her warmth and charm making her a beloved television icon. But behind the scenes, Henderson's life was filled with challenges and heartbreak. She was born into poverty in Indiana, the youngest of 10 children, with a father who struggled with alcoholism. Her talent for singing and performing became her escape, leading her to a successful Broadway career before landing her famous role as Carol Brady. Her first marriage to theatrical producer Ira Bernstein produced 4 children but was fraught with tension, ultimately ending in divorce. She later married hypnotherapist Dr. John Kappas, with whom she found stability until his death in 2002. Despite her sunny public persona, Henderson battled periods of depression and insecurity, particularly as she aged in an industry that often discarded older women. She remained active in television, making guest appearances on shows like Dancing with the Stars and The Tonight Show, where her sharp wit and humor endeared her to new generations of fans. In her final years, she suffered from health issues, but her sudden death in 2016 at the age of 82 from heart failure shocked many. She had been active just days before, even attending a taping of Dancing with the Stars to support her TV daughter, Maureen McCormick. Her passing marked the loss of one of television's most cherished maternal figures, leaving behind a legacy of love, laughter, and resilience. Mike Lookinland, born in 1960, played Bobby Brady, the fun-loving youngest brother who often found himself caught up in mischievous schemes on the Brady Bunch, 1969 to 1974. Off-screen, Lookinland's life took a far different trajectory than the bright-eyed character he portrayed. Unlike some of his co-stars who fought to remain in Hollywood, he stepped away from the limelight, opting for a quieter life behind the scenes. However, his transition was not without hardship. He struggled with alcohol addiction, which led to a DUI arrest and a wake-up call that forced him to confront his demons. His marriage to Kelly Wermuth, whom he wed in 1987, provided some stability, but his past struggles with addiction cast a long shadow over his personal and professional life. In recent years, he has found solace in working with concrete and operating his own decorative rock business in Utah, a far cry from the Hollywood lifestyle. Though he occasionally participates in Brady Bunch reunions, he remains largely detached from the fame that once defined him. For Lookinland, leaving Bobby Brady behind was both a necessity and a challenge, one that shaped his journey in ways few could have predicted. Bette Davis, born in 1926, was best known for her role as Alice Nelson, the ever-loyal and witty housekeeper of the Brady Bunch. With her blue uniform, quick quips, and unwavering dedication to the Brady family, she became one of the most beloved characters on the show. But outside of television, Davis led a markedly different life. Unlike her on-screen character, who played matchmaker and confidant, Davis never married and had no children. She devoted much of her life to her Christian faith, leaving Hollywood behind to join an Episcopalian religious community in Texas. Despite her success in sitcoms, including an Emmy-winning role in The Bob Cummings Show, she lived humbly, avoiding the trappings of fame. In her later years, Davis remained active in religious and charitable work, rarely appearing on television. In 2014, at the age of 88, she tragically suffered a fall in her bathroom, hitting her head and slipping into a coma. She never regained consciousness and passed away shortly after. A woman who brought laughter to millions, Davis lived quietly, far removed from the Hollywood spotlight, choosing a path of faith and simplicity over fame and fortune. Christopher Knight, born in 1957, portrayed Peter Brady, the often overlooked middle son in the Brady Bunch, 1969 to 1974. Peter's character was known for his awkward teenage moments and desire to stand out in his large family, yet Knight's real-life struggles were far more complex. After the series ended, he attempted to continue acting but soon realized that the industry was not as welcoming to former child stars. Frustrated with Hollywood's limitations, he transitioned into the tech world, where he found unexpected success as a businessman. However, his personal life remained turbulent. He went through multiple failed marriages, most notably to model and reality star Adrienne Curry, whom he met on The Surreal Life. Their relationship, highly publicized and often volatile, ended in divorce, reinforcing Knight's struggles with maintaining stability in his romantic life. Despite his ups and downs, He has embraced his Brady Bunch legacy, participating in cast reunions and nostalgia-driven projects while balancing his life outside of entertainment. Although he has built a successful second career, the weight of Peter Brady continues to follow him, serving as both a source of pride and a reminder of a past he can never quite leave behind. Allan Melvin, born in 1923, was a character actor whose face was familiar to television audiences, even if his name often escaped them. He played Sam Franklin, the lovable, meat-cutting boyfriend of Alice Nelson, appearing sporadically throughout the Brady Bunch. But Melvin's career extended far beyond the butcher's shop. He was a staple of classic television, with memorable roles in the Phil Silvers Show, All in the Family, and as the voice of Magilla Gorilla. His deep, distinctive voice made him a sought-after talent in animation, lending his vocal abilities to countless cartoons. Unlike many of his Hollywood peers, Melvin maintained a stable and scandal-free personal life, remaining married to his wife, Amalia, for over 60 years. However, his later years were marred by illness. In 2008, at the age of 84, he succumbed to cancer, his passing marking the end of a career that had quietly but profoundly shaped the golden age of television. Though he never achieved leading man status, Melvin's legacy endures through his unmistakable voice and countless supporting roles that brought humor and heart to generations of audiences. Barry Williams, born in 1954, became a teen heartthrob as Greg Brady, the eldest son of the blended Brady family. His character was the cool, confident older brother who navigated teenage crushes, music dreams, and leadership roles within the household. Off-screen, Williams sought to capitalize on his fame, but like many young actors, he found himself trapped by the overwhelming association with his character. His romantic life was tumultuous, marked by high-profile relationships and multiple marriages that ended in divorce. Perhaps his most famous romantic entanglement was his real-life crush on his on-screen mother, Florence Henderson, though their flirtation remained largely innocent. Struggling to maintain his career, Williams attempted a shift into music and theater, touring in productions of Grease and The Sound of Music. His financial struggles were made public when he filed for bankruptcy, exposing the difficulties of sustaining a post-Brady career. In later years, he embraced the nostalgia surrounding the show, participating in Brady reunions, parody projects, and even writing his memoir, Growing Up Brady, which detailed his behind-the-scenes experiences. While he has managed to keep a presence in the entertainment world, his journey has been riddled with professional disappointments, personal struggles, and the ever-present challenge of stepping out from Greg Brady's shadow. Susan Olsen, born in 1961, was the youngest Brady daughter. Cindy, known for her signature pigtails, lisp, and innocent curiosity in the Brady Bunch, 1969 to 1974. While her on-screen persona embodied sweetness and charm, Olsen's real-life experiences after the show painted a far less rosy picture. She struggled with being typecast and found it difficult to secure significant acting roles. Unlike some of her co-stars, she did not fall into the trappings of Hollywood's party scene but instead navigated a winding career path, dabbling in voice acting, radio hosting, and even graphic design. Her personal life, however, was far from smooth. She endured failed marriages and a turbulent love life, with some relationships marred by conflict and disappointment. She also faced a public scandal when she was reportedly fired from a radio job for a controversial political outburst. Despite these setbacks, Olsen has remained vocal about her experiences as a former child star, openly discussing the difficulties of growing up in the entertainment industry. In recent years, she has found a degree of stability, balancing her life between artistic endeavors and occasional reunions with her Brady Bunch family. However, the weight of Cindy Brady's legacy continues to follow her, making it both a cherished memory and an unavoidable label that she can never fully escape. Jim Backus, born in 1913, was a larger-than-life personality whose booming voice and distinctive presence made him unforgettable. In the Brady Bunch, he made a handful of appearances as Zachariah Teef Brown, but audiences knew him best as Thurston Howell III from Gilligan's Island and the voice of the nearsighted cartoon character Mr. Magoo. His career spanned decades, with roles in classics like Rebel Without a Cause, where he played James Dean's father, showcasing his ability to move beyond comedy. However, despite his career success, Backus battled personal demons, particularly alcoholism, which strained his marriage to Henny Backus. Though they remained together, his struggles with addiction took a toll on his health. In his later years, Parkinson's disease left him frail and unable to work as he once had. His final years were marked by suffering, and in 1989, at the age of 76, he succumbed to pneumonia. The man who had once filled screens with laughter and energy faded away, leaving behind a legacy that was both brilliant and bittersweet. Eve Plumb, born in 1958, played the role of Jan Brady, the insecure middle child who constantly felt overshadowed by her older sister, Marcia. Unlike some of her co-stars, Plumb worked hard to escape the shadow of the Brady Bunch, actively seeking roles that contrasted with her wholesome TV persona. She took on darker and more dramatic projects, including the lead role in Dawn, Portrait of a Teenage Runaway, 1976, where she portrayed a troubled teen forced into prostitution. Unlike Maureen McCormick, Plumb avoided the pitfalls of Hollywood's party scene and maintained a relatively private life. However, growing up as a child star came with its own difficulties, including strained family relationships and the pressure of staying relevant in an industry that often discards young actors. Though her romantic life has been far less publicized, she married Ken Pace in 1995, and they have led a relatively quiet life together. Over the years, she has reinvented herself not only as an actress but also as a painter, gaining recognition in the art world. Despite her efforts to distance herself from the Brady Bunch, the show's enduring popularity ensures that Jan Brady remains a defining part of her identity. While she has occasionally reunited with her former castmates for special projects, she has been more selective about embracing the nostalgia that follows her. Plumb has managed to find a balance between acknowledging her past and forging her own path, making her one of the few Brady stars to successfully navigate the post-child star world without major scandal or controversy. Jack Collins, born in 1918, played Mr. Phillips on the Brady Bunch, the boss of Mike Brady. Though his appearances were brief, Collins had a career that extended far beyond the sitcom, with roles in films such as Airport and Being There, as well as guest appearances on numerous television series. Unlike many of his peers, he managed to avoid the glare of Hollywood scandals, living a relatively quiet life. However, his career was often overshadowed by his more famous contemporaries, leaving him in the realm of the forgotten character actor. He never achieved leading man status, and as he aged, work became scarcer. In 1972, at just 53 years old, he died suddenly of a heart attack, his passing largely unnoticed by the industry he had devoted his life to. A man who had spent his career playing authoritative figures on screen, in reality, he faded into obscurity, his name rarely mentioned among the stars of his era. Maureen McCormick, born in 1956, became a household name as Marcia Brady, the eldest and seemingly perfect daughter in the Brady Bunch, 1969 to 1974. With her golden hair, bright smile, and undeniable charm, Marcia was idolized by fans, but McCormick's life behind the scenes was anything but idyllic. After the series ended, she struggled with severe drug addiction, including cocaine and quaaludes, which derailed her career and personal relationships. Hollywood's rigid standards for former child stars made it difficult for her to secure serious acting roles, and her attempts to transition to adulthood were met with rejection. Her romantic life was equally chaotic. She had an intense and complicated relationship with her on-screen brother, Barry Williams, Greg Brady, but her addiction issues and personal insecurities often led to heartbreak. She later married Michael Cummings, who became a pillar of stability in her life, helping her overcome years of turmoil. In her 2008 memoir, Here's the Story, Surviving Marcia Brady and Finding My True Voice, McCormick revealed her battles with depression, eating disorders, and her rocky relationship with her parents. Despite her struggles, she found redemption through therapy, faith, and occasional returns to the entertainment industry, including reality television appearances and guest roles. While she has come a long way from the depths of addiction, McCormick still faces the challenge of being forever linked to Marcia Brady, a role that brought her fame but also immense pressure and pain. What do you think about the lives, careers, and passing of the actors from the Brady Bunch? Who do you remember the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to catch the latest videos.